EDMFAM, and I'm sitting here with John O'Callahan here in San Francisco. And thank you, John, for joining me tonight.
No problem.
So, your new compilation, Subculture.
Yeah.
Lots of variety, uplifting trance to hard techie tracks.
Yeah.
How did you do it? How did you pick these tracks?
Well, it started actually back in October, really, to collect the tracks. It takes a couple of months to license them and all the paperwork and stuff. So if you do get a brand new track, it's kind of hard to get right on there because you have to do contracts and all that kind of stuff because it is a physical release. So I had about 100 tracks from the last 6 months of 2013.
100?
And about 20 from this year, so I had to cut them down and down. Some tracks don't get licensed, some labels don't sign off on it, so I had to wait until the last minute before a few were cleared. And luckily we got it through the line, and that's what it is now.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Great. So Vaporized is one of my favorite tracks with Ali and Gila.
Yeah.
You teamed up with them, and you've done a couple back-to-back sets with them.
Yeah.
Actually, recently here in LA.
Yeah.
What makes you guys like just click?
I think me and Fatty, Ali and Fila have actually grown up almost together in this scene because I think we're pretty much the same age. We both kind of started at the same time. We both started getting gigs at the same time. So I've been doing gigs with Fatty for at least, I don't know, 8 years. You know, we've been seeing each other, hello, blah blah. You know, and you get to know because it started, I didn't know. And through doing gigs and through the scene and music, and because we both play the same style, we became better friends, and we're on the same management company now as well. So we do a lot of gigs together anyway. And we both work quite fast in the studio, so doing a collab was pretty easy, to be honest. Fatty had a melody idea, and I produced, you know, the technical stuff and sent it back, and he didn't like some stuff, change this, change that, and then eventually, after, you know, a few studio sessions each, because he uses Logic and I use Cubase, so we couldn't use the same file. We had to like use WAVs and stuff. But we actually have another collaboration already finished, which is a vocal track. But I think that's going to be on his album. So
oh, good.
I can tell you about that.
Looking forward to it. So you're taking Subculture to Australia.
Yeah.
Why Australia?
Well, Australia has a really big trance community, and there's regularly tours there, but I've only really been there traditionally every 2 years. So this year we wanted to do a Subculture club tour because the last 3 years I've done festivals, which are massive. It's like, you know, 40,000–50,000 people. But there's also a lot to be said for doing a really good club gig for, you know, real trance fans as opposed to like pop fans, you know, because you don't always get to play to a pure trance crowd at a big festival because at least half the people probably don't even know who you are, you know. So when we're doing the club tour, we know that we can do a really solid show with a good lineup that people want to see, and there's also a lot of European people in Australia as well who are probably starved of a little bit of good trance out there, so they're hopefully going to come to our show.
Can we expect a live set from Australia on your radio show?
Yeah, we're probably going to do a couple of after our broadcast, something. We're trying to set that up.
Great, I'm looking forward to it. So what do you do for fun when you're on tour?
When I'm on tour, to be honest, it's quite a tight schedule. I don't really have days off because I try to get home and get back to work really, because if you start taking days off here and there before you get home, it's Tuesday or Wednesday and you're gone again on Friday. So like I'm going to the airport at 6 AM in the morning back to Philadelphia. So being on tour for the tight weekends, I don't really do much, just travel and chill out and make sure my music is ready for a good set. But you know, sometimes we have tours like Australia, we'll have 5 or 6 days off between weekends, and I'll be there with Seed and Schneider, and our management is coming as well. So I'm sure we'll find plenty of fun stuff to do, water parks, team rides, any of that kind of general tourist crap. But I do spend a lot of time on my laptop catching up with emails and stuff, because during the week when you're in the studio, by the time you actually get to reply to an email, it could be, you know, people are looking for replies, so I just try and use it as office time as much as I can. But I don't know, maybe I should do some more touristy stuff.
So what can we expect from you for 2013?
Well, I actually have a bunch of new tracks finished. I took 3 weeks off after New Year's Eve, I usually do that every January to try and get some, because I work on tracks quite a lot throughout the year, but I never really commit to finishing them until like maybe 2 or 3 times a year. I work on them and work on them and build them up to such a point, and then in January I can finish 4 or 5 in one go. So I have 2 new original vocal tracks, 2 or 3 new instrumentals to collab with Fila, a new track with Ronsky Speed, a track with Sid Van Reel, loads of stuff. So I'm going to try and spread it out over 2012. So I think there's probably going to be at least 1 track a month coming from me this year.
Oh, good.
But no album. I just didn't see the need for an album. My other one was only 12 or 15, maybe 18 months ago, and I just don't want to have album after album where it's like, oh, another one. I want to like have some singles and people can just enjoy singles rather than having to base it around an album, you know.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I really am. Last question, and I always love asking this question. What are you currently playing on your iPod right now that's keeping you going, especially when you're on tour? I need some names.
Well, the stuff that I listen to is actually not dance music. When you're DJing every week and in the studio, your ears actually get quite sore. I do anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have sensitive ears, but I can't listen to like pumping music all the time.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to the weekend, it's just like, it takes a little bit away from it, because during the week, if I kind of don't listen to it and then it comes to the weekend, you enjoy it more. So I listen to a lot of ambient stuff like Brian Eno, and really kind of weird chill out stuff that I just get on SoundCloud. Like there's just podcasts, the deep progressive chill out podcast, and it's like just this guy from Japan called Hero, who I never heard of before, but like I have 4 or 5 of his mixes he's made. So I listen to a lot of people that I never would have listened to before. Just a good DJ from LA, that Darren Epsilon guy.
Okay.
And he played before me and Fila last month in LA, and he was really cool, and I've been listening to mixes of his, but generally stuff from my youth. You know, there's a band called Pulp, Verve. Did you ever hear that? No.
Where are they from?
The UK.
Oh, okay.
The kind of indie rock back in the day when Oasis and Blur and all that stuff was around. Did you ever hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I listened to that, live concerts, Depeche Mode, Radiohead, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, good.
Those kind of tracks can give you inspiration for trance, because if you're just listening to trance constantly, you're essentially using ideas from other tracks. But if you hear a good rock song, you know, it doesn't even have to have vocals in it. You can get ideas for groove, melody. You know, it's always good to try new things, and that's why I listen to other stuff.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to hearing a taste of subculture tonight.
Good.
So, thank you for the
Thanks very
interview.
much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks.